first semifinal appearance. Just what's your emotional state right now?
Normal, I think. It's practice. Trying to prepare like anybody else would, like any other day. But keep the main thing. That's all you can do.
Everyone wrote off the Indiana Fever. ESPN analysts dismissed them. Odds makers laughed. And even the two-time defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces, were expecting a clean sweep. But then, on the very night A'ja Wilson was crowned league MVP, in front of a packed, roaring home crowd, the Fever flipped the script and shocked the basketball world by stealing Game 1. How does a team missing 6 key players pull off such a stunning upset? And what did Caitlin Clark say to her teammates after the game that's got everyone talking? Stick around. This wasn't just an upset, it was a powerful statement. Imagine this. A team enters the playoffs battered and bruised. 6 players sidelined, no expert giving them a real shot, and facing off against two-time champs ready to dominate. Most expected the Fever's season to end before it really began.
Particular matchup, Aces Fever Game 1. We're not deciding the whole series right now, just Game 1.
Should we do it together?
I think we should do it together.
Okay.
Because my spidey sense are telling me they might be the same. 3, 2, 1.
Aces.
They're not gonna lose after she just won MVP.
Yeah, period.
There's no way.
No way.
Okay, I see
No
your
way.
From the jump, the narrative was set. ESPN panels called it a mismatch. Sportsbooks posted ridiculous odds favoring the Aces so heavily it was easier to bet on the margin of victory than a Fever win. Headlines focused on survival, not success. The Aces were the clear favorites, expected to coast to another finals appearance. Then came the injury report. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Chloe Bibby, Ari McDonald, Damaris Dantas, all out. The Fever didn't just look like underdogs, they looked like a team barely holding it together.
Indiana Fever had no business winning a playoff series this year, had no business advancing to the semifinals for the first time in a decade, and yet here they are, eliminating the Atlanta Dream in Atlanta without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, without Sid Colson, without Erin McDonald, without Chloe Bibby. The hospital squad is on the bench, and yet the Indiana Fever are into the semifinals of the WNBA playoff, and then the coaching of Stephanie White. Like, she is working with a 9-woman rotation, and 5 of those players did not even touch the court the last time the Fever played the Dream during the regular season, and 3 of those players weren't even on the team. Like, I cannot say it enough. The Indiana Fever should not be here. They continue to be here. They battle. They're resilient. It's wildly impressive. Caitlin Clark wore the black Air Force Ones again. They had one of those forces lifted in the air like a beacon of hope, and now they'll face the Aces.
Picture the scene inside the Aces arena that night. Championship banners hung high, the crowd buzzing in anticipation, and A'ja Wilson, fresh off an MVP award, standing center court for the ceremony, embodying the powerhouse narrative. But sports have a way of flipping the story when no one expects it. Underdogs have stormed the court before, rewriting history in moments of defiance. For Indiana, Game 1 was their chance to claim a place at the table, to say, "We are here, we will fight," and fight they did. By the final buzzer, the script was shattered. The spotlight dimmed on Wilson's MVP night because the Fever walked out with an 89-73 victory, Indiana's first semifinal win in nearly a decade, and the basketball world was stunned.
You actually just referenced it twice. It is Indiana. Dropped 2 of the 3 games to them this year, but you haven't seen them since late July. What excites you about that matchup?
That they haven't seen the real Aces yet. They caught us when we were a bit in turmoil. Not only that, they whooped us one of those stretches. So, you know what? We'll buckle in, hone in where we can, and take care of business.
But this wasn't just a team win. It was a night defined by one player stepping out of the shadows, Kelsey Mitchell. Everyone expected Wilson to dominate the story. The defending champs at home on a night to celebrate their star. Yet Mitchell took over the game, turning the semifinal opener into her personal masterpiece. Known as an elite scorer, Mitchell often plays second fiddle to bigger names. But this night, she flipped the narrative entirely. She attacked from every angle, mid-range pull-ups, deep threes, and a flawless flawless 6 for 6 from the free throw line. By the final whistle, she'd poured in 34 points on 12 for 23 shooting, including 4 for 6 beyond the arc. This wasn't just a big game, it was historic. No Fever player had scored 30-plus points in a playoff game since 2012. No WNBA player had ever done it in their first semifinal appearance.
Respect everyone, fear no one. Woo! Sounds in the chat! Oh! Dub. That's one. That's big time. That's big time.
Mitchell's explosive performance now stands alongside legends like Lauren Jackson and Cynthia Cooper. Only she broke their record. From the sidelines, injured Caitlin Clark summed it up perfectly with 2 simple words on social media. Kelsey unreal, no fanfare, just pure respect. Even Aces coach Becky Hammond admitted after the game that they had no answer for Mitchell. This wasn't luck, it wasn't a fluke. This was Mitchell at her absolute best, staking her claim as one of the league's most dangerous guards. While Mitchell dazzled, Indiana's defense quietly took control. Everyone expected the Aces to dominate inside, with size, strength, and MVP presence. Instead, the Fever made defense their weapon, disrupting the Aces' rhythm and controlling the pace. Aaliyah Boston's assignment? Shut down A'ja Wilson. The reigning MVP thrives in the post, but Boston made Wilson uncomfortable from the first possession, contesting every catch, pushing her off her spots, and forcing her to work for every basket.
Tell your younger self.
Yeah.
How would you explain to her to make sure that you give yourself grace and give you the flowers that you so willingly deserve?
Ooh, I think the best thing I could have done was, I had a long list. I wrote down a list of all the times I could have quit, been a pro, playing with the Indiana Fever. I wrote down all the people that wrote me off. I wrote it down on a list. I wrote down all the coaches that didn't want me around. I wrote down all the media outlets that didn't want to talk to me. I think that within itself is like, you gotta tell your younger self not to give up on you. Because it's been a lot of times I could have given up when I know a lot of people that talk to me now weren't talking to me, and I know what it was like when they wasn't. So that part is big for me.
Wilson still put up solid numbers, 16 points, 13 rebounds, but her usual smooth flow was replaced by a grind, late shot clocks, and frustration. Lexi Hall locked down Jackie Young, one of the league's toughest offensive threats, shutting down her usual space and impact. Hall also hit clutch threes, sparking offense while stifling defense. Odyssey Sims attacked relentlessly, pushing tempo and forcing the Aces into foul trouble. Natasha Howard anchored the defense with another double-double, controlling the boards and protecting the paint alongside Brianna Turner, whose presence altered shots without flashy stats. The result? Indiana outscored Las Vegas 50-38 in the paint, flipping the supposed disadvantage into their greatest strength.
So who's gonna step up, and how can the Aces find an edge? Another good cut to the basket, this time by Turner. The Las Vegas Aces are running out of time because the Indiana Fever making passes with That's right. Boston. Triple team kicks it out. Kelsey, Mitchell.
But you could start on the defensive end. I mean, clearly we had no answer for Mitchell. Couldn't even attempt to slow her down a little bit. I thought it was really poor. Really poor.
First 5 minutes. One shot. Rebound. Stay high. We're good. Good job, Kels. Hey, we keep playing great defense. Yeah. Stay on the ground. Yep. Switch.
When the buzzer sounded, even Coach Hammond admitted the truth. Indiana won the categories that mattered: pace, defense, urgency. This was no fluke or lucky night. It was a blueprint for how to beat the defending champs. Now the question, can the Fever carry this momentum into Game 2? History says only 28% of teams who lose Game 1 come back to win the series. The Aces know this, and their fans expect a fierce response. A'ja Wilson will hunt for redemption, Jackie Young will push to shake off her defender and get early offense, and Becky Hammond will bring a new game plan. The The Fever must ask themselves, can they stay in control now that the spotlight's on them? Winning as underdogs is one thing. Holding that lead when the champs throw everything at you, that's a different test. Can Mitchell find her rhythm against double defenses? Can Boston keep Wilson off balance? Or will Wilson break free?
How do you feel about the performance, the urgency, and the response you had when they made a couple runs late?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, our group has seen it all. We wanted to come in and be the aggressor right away to make sure that we were dictating on the defensive end and we were dictating from a pace standpoint. They're champions for a reason. We knew that they were going to make runs. They made a big one in the third and we responded with a big one. I'm proud of our team. It's one game, it's a long series. So, we got to keep the main thing, but to come in here and to be able to steal this one was big for us. We've got to keep the main thing, and that is us playing to a standard of basketball that we want to have as an Indiana Fever organization and franchise. We've got to keep our layers, the outside, the people in our building, and the people in our locker room. And the thing I'm just so proud of with this group is it doesn't matter who's on the floor, it doesn't matter who's on our roster. They give each other the freedom to be themselves. They empower one another to be themselves and to be the best version of themselves. And every time we've had a change, every time we've brought someone in, every time we've had rotational changes, they're for each other. They live the we over the me. And when you have that, it just gives you opportunities to do really special things.
This is the moment championships are made, when a team is tested after success. Do they fold or rise? If the Fever win Game 2, they don't just keep momentum, they become real contenders. This wasn't just a playoff upset, it was Indiana reclaiming belief, proving we over me isn't just a slogan, it's their identity on the biggest stage. Coach Stephanie White put it best, we take it one day at a time. Game 2 is more than just the next challenge. It's the moment where a stunning upset could become a finals run. Are you fired up for the Fever? Drop a fired up in the comments and show your pride for this incredible team. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this historic run. Click the video on screen and we'll see you in the next one.